What up, YouTube family? Happy. Oh, I'm not gonna. Today's Sunday, but I don't know when this is gonna go live. But anyways, today I'm bringing you guys back with another subscriber first wholesale deal interview. 14 G's in 30 days. First wholesale deal. I'm gonna have him share with you guys his stories, the whole entire process, how I found the sellers, how I found his buyers, how he's able to close on it, all the struggles, and hopefully this video adds some value to you guys. And if it does, please show me, my guest, some love. Boom, smash that thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the Wholesale 2 Million family. Be sure to, boom, smash that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. No further ado, put your hands together, smash that thumbs up, and welcome my guest, Kevin. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Khang? Hey, man. Hey, again, man, you're a big inspiration on me, man. Every time, let me tell you. So, I feel like even though I haven't like talked to you personally before, man, I promise you, you're like a mentor to me. I listen to you every day. I work overnight. I listen to you every day on my on your podcast. Like even though it's like the same podcast, I listen to it over and over and over to just make sure I get it. But yeah, man.
Bro, thank you so much for the kind word. Thank you so much for the love and support. Congrats. You're here. You made it to the first subscriber, first wholesale deal interview, baby.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the invite.
So, Kevin, let's share with everybody kind of the story. Obviously, how did you discover wholesaling? And then just maybe a little background about yourself, and then just take us through the journey, bro.
All right. So, as far as when I discovered wholesaling, it's crazy. So the first time I discovered wholesaling, I didn't know it was wholesaling. I went to a seminar for Than Merrill. You know Than Merrill? Nope. Oh well, he goes to like a bunch of different cities, like across different cities, and like he pretty much pitches the idea of wholesaling and flipping homes or whatnot, and it's a free seminar, and you get all this information and you get all the excitement of it, and then at the end it's like, yeah. So
wait.
What?
It's a free seminar, but at the end there's a hook, right? They trying to hook
you to it. Of course, every time.
Yeah. So I mean, so the thing is, you guys gotta understand here. Let's be real, and I really want to point this out. All right, to everybody, there is no free.
Right.
For example, you go to Costco, you get those free sample. It ain't free, man. It's free, but the thing is, they give you a little taste to see if you like it, so you can buy the package, right?
Exactly.
So because I hear the infomercial, people say it all the time. Well, you know what? I don't have enough time on this. I don't have enough time in this YouTube video, but click the link. I'll take you to a free webinar. You guys, there is no such thing as free, but you got to understand, that's where self-investment comes in. So they share with you, they spend the time, they share with you the knowledge in that, and nobody forced you to buy anything.
Yeah.
It's up to you at that time. But one thing I gotta tell you, if they tell you that this is an easy sit back, push of a button, boom, because I see people in drop shipping they do this all the time. Automatic, you put a little bit of money in every single month, you just sit and push the button and it spits. Dude, when they pitch you that, better run, baby, because anything that you want to make big money, you got to put in a massive amount of work. Definitely. Okay, Kevin, take it over, bro.
So, at the end of the seminar, they let you know, come to the back, and it's $200 to go to the next seminar. So where you'll get more information, I guess. So from there, I'm still interested, so I go and pay the $200. So I leave and they give you all these like booklets and all this stuff that I actually still have, but they give you all these booklets with all this information, and I still don't know that it's wholesaling at this point. This is probably in the end of 2018. So I go home and I do research. I do research on just the whole situation. So from there, I find out what's going to happen is from the seminar that I just paid $200 at the end of, is going to go to another seminar that's going to give you more information, but then it's like it's another pitch, it's another hook. So from there you're going to pay like $20,000. So I'm like, yeah, I don't have that money. So I'm like, yeah, I can't do it. So I just put it to the back burner. I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. So
Kevin, when was this? Because I want people to understand the time frame here. So when was it that you went to the first seminar?
That first seminar was at the end of 2018. But
wow, hold on a second. Yeah. Wow, so end of 2018.
And
now,
I'm sorry, but to let you know, from there, after I went to the seminar and I found out what the cost was, I was like, I can't do it. So I just let it go. I really didn't think about it again.
Gotcha. Okay. So end of 28. Okay. Got it. So before you guys start dropping the comment below, listen, I paid. So when we got, well, for those of you who don't know the story, I probably don't tell it a lot, but when the wife, man, I came home one day and the wife said, hey, Khang, we're going to go and get into fix and flip houses. Cause we didn't know anything about wholesaling, right? Mm-hmm. We're the only thing that we think that you can make money from real estate is either be an agent. And my wife and I are like, we're both high school dropout. We're probably too stupid to pass the stupid test. So you know what? We are gonna go fix and flip houses, right. And we pay. So we pay, I think, $7,500 mm-hmm. for a 3-day seminar. $7,500, right? Now, listen. Ever need to succeed is here on my YouTube channel, on other people's YouTube channel. Like the info is out there. But it's up to you to put in the work and educate yourself, right? And put in the work to make it happen. But there are people that don't want to go to the store, don't want to buy the ingredients, right? Yeah. And go home and cook the food themselves. So guess what they do? They call up the restaurant, they place the order, and they came and pick up the food. And you got to eat the food, right? Like I can't eat the food for you. So they're basically like they have never done the business. Right. But they tell you like they have done the business and obviously trying to sell you to me. Now that is wrong.
Yeah. Like you say that's the talkers.
Yeah, dude, that is the talker.
Again, I let it go from there. So where I got actually introduced to wholesaling, where I understood what it was, I believe it was, I want to say it was Max. I want to say it was Max Maxwell. It was either Max Maxwell or Tony the closer. Okay. It was between one of those guys, and they just made it clear what the concept was, and I was like, all right, yeah, I want to get into real estate, and they, of course, it's no money to get into it. It just I know it's gonna take something, and I just know this that like. When people like pitch things like this, that it's a whole bunch that goes into it, that they're not saying. So I just, YouTube University it and try to find out more. I think I came across another person, Noelle Randall. I don't know if you ever heard of her before, but she just broke it down in depth on a YouTube channel. And then I came across, I started listening to podcasts because they were just like, yeah, you gotta, I was listening to Max and he was like, yeah, you gotta obsess about it. So I was just like, man, this was in November of this year. Okay. When this happened. 2020. 2020, when I found out, this is wholesaling. So I just lock in from like the beginning of November to the end of November is when I got introduced to Luke Medeiros, his podcast. I started locking into his podcast and your podcast. And so I started listening to both of y'all's just back to back, just locking in his as far as just the whole process of wholesaling. And then I realized that this is a thing about like talking to people, and you were really good at that, like talking to people and like just the whole talking to the seller process and the whole negotiation process. So you were like my like key mentor for that. You know,
Oh,
like
thanks, man.
I keyed into you, and I listen to every podcast, every Friday cold call hot seat. I was listening to that like crazy, man. And I listened to that for like a month straight, and I'm like, I can't keep listening to this. I gotta go do it. So I paid I started a mentorship with Luke Medeiros, and he pretty much just broke down the process, everything that I needed to do. And I just started driving for dollars. This started like I wouldn't say mid, probably the last week of November. I started driving for dollars, and I just started driving for dollars crazy. So I probably racked up about maybe 1,000 leads between the end of November, the last week of November, and the first week of December. I probably racked up like 1,000 leads, and I was like, I got to start calling. So I was like, I got all these leads, and I can't get to the money if I don't start calling. So I started calling probably like first week of December, and that's when I got my first like hot lead. And it's crazy because I know everybody is different, and but I knew what was important. I knew what was going to get the deal. It was talking to people. That's why I keyed into you. So I felt like I was comfortable with that. So I really only called like 20 numbers, Khang. I called like
smokes. Wow.
I only called like 20 numbers, and out of those 20 numbers, I only talked to like 5-6 people.
Dang. Okay, so you're driving for dollars. You got about 10, or 1,000 property, 1,000 leads?
Yeah, 1,000 properties I racked up on Deal Machine.
Gotcha. Okay. So for those of you, if you if driving for dollars is one of your method, it's actually pretty cheap. Deal Machine is an app that you must download. It'll make the process a lot easier.
Definitely.
So I'll leave the link right below for Deal Machine. For those of you who want to check it out, you can get a 40. So with my link, you get a $40 credit to try and a 14 days free trial. And if you like it, you can continue. If you don't, you can disconnect. But Deal Machine, for those of you who drive for dollar, I highly recommend. Okay.
Definitely.
So you got 1,000 leads. And then, Kevin, what do you use to cold call? Is there a dialer system, or do you just call one number at a time on your phone?
Yeah, I just call one number at a time. Like I say, I only call like 20 numbers to get to that first lead that led to me getting a contract signed.
Okay.
So
okay, so 20 call. Okay, so let's talk about the conversation between you and the seller.
So he actually I left him a voicemail, because if they don't pick up, I'll leave them a voicemail, or if it's if I know it's a mobile number, I'll send them a text message.
Gotcha. Okay, now Kevin, what does your voicemail say?
Hey, how you doing? My name's Kevin. I'm a real estate investor looking to buy properties in the New Orleans area, and if you have any properties that you're interested in selling, then please give me a call back, because I'm interested in I have a cash offer, pretty much that, and I just leave it at that. And he gave me a call back, and I just started talking to him. I asked him if he had any properties that he was interested in selling, and the crazy thing was he didn't tell me about his property. I just asked him if he had, and this was like a key phrase that kind of kind of resonated to me about what you kept selling, what you kept saying, like in your Friday cold call hot seats. You were asked if they had any properties that they were interested in selling. You didn't ask for a specific property. And I said that to him, and he told me about his sister's property, his brother's property, and he just started talking about theirs. And we came to a conclusion that that his sister property I probably wouldn't be able to pursue, but I definitely would be able to pursue his brother's property. So I got his brother's information, and that's actually the deal that I closed on, his brother's property. But then just in this conversation with him, after he told me about those, I told him about the actual property that I called him for, and he was like, "Well, yeah, I'd be interested in selling that one." So that's actually a second contract that I got in this first 30 days. That I'm still working on that one, actually. We'll talk about that one later. So I got the information on that property too. And so from there, I got off the phone with him. He was like, call my brother. He pretty much told me the information about his brother's property. He told me how much he bought it for. Crazy. And he was like, yeah, he's a hard head. He's a hard head. He might be hard to get through, but I know you want to sell it. So I call up his brother, just thinking he about to be a hard head, but I'm not about to handle him any different. So I'm just talking to him. I built like crazy rapport with the initial seller, and like we was. Like he pretty much like my uncle talking to him.
Nice. No, okay. So now Kevin,
yeah.
So the brother property is the one that you close on that you made 14,000 on, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's go ahead and talk about so what's the ARV on that property?
That property, the ARV on it was 150.
150. Okay. Yeah. And how much was the rehab?
The rehab was about 15,000.
15K.
Yeah.
Now how do you estimate the rehab? Now, Kevin, did you meet the seller at the property, or was this done all over the phone?
All over the phone.
Okay. So how do you know to estimate 15,000 for rehab?
So I just talked. So the that seller was the brother. So so from hold on real quick, Khang. Let me get my charger real quick.
Sure. Okay, no problem. So you guys, if you have any questions, leave the comment right below. And I know at the beginning there where we're just, kind of jibby jabby and not talking and not getting straight into, the whole details. And the reason why I want to talk about the whole seminars and all that, because a lot of you go to seminars, I just don't want you to be sour, because you got to understand the person that makes the decisions is you, right? So don't blame on the seminars, this and that person and so on, blah, 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 blah. Because, the biggest things about an entrepreneur is that you got to take responsibilities for your own action, right? Whether it's the right mistakes, whether it's the right move or the wrong move, you have to own up. And that's, and to me, that's very important. To be a good entrepreneur, you can't just start pointing fingers. But anyways, okay, so keep going, Kevin.
Yeah, so I called the brother, and I'm talking to the brother, and as soon as I'm talking to him, he was like, "Yeah, my brother told me about you, that you buy houses and everything. Yeah, I want to sell my house. I want 100,000." he told me that out the gate. So me already having knowledge about his property from talking to his brother, he told me he got it for 60,000.
Okay.
And but this was years ago. This was like 10 years ago when he got it. Right. So he was like, "Yeah, I want 100,000 for it." So I just started talking to him about the property and just trying to get a sense of what the repairs might be. And he does work like on properties, kind of like contractor work or whatnot. So he worked on the property itself. So I was just asking him, you know, how much would it take for him to you know, have it up to like 2020 standards and be able to list it with a realtor. And he was like, yeah, if I had about 10,000, I'll be able to list it, because my cousin is a realtor, and he told me, yeah, all you need to do is this and that, and you'll be good to list it. So he was like, yeah, if I had 10,000, I'll be able to, you know, just list it. So I just took that number because I was just gonna just use that as leverage. So I was like, yeah, it was gonna cost 10,000. So that was before I even went into the property. This is just in conversation. So I was like, all right. So I got all the information. I was like, well, let me get back to you. I'm gonna call my team manager and discuss it, and I'll come back to you with a offer. So we got off the phone, and maybe an hour or so went by, and I gave him a call back, and I told him 70,000, and he was like, nah, man, I need 85. I need 85. Oh, matter of fact, I'm sorry. Before I even jump to that, I worked him down in the conversation from the 100,000. So I was like, all right, so it's going to take 10,000 put into the property. So what would be the least that you'll be able to take for it? So he was like, probably the less I'll be able to take it is 85. He was like, that's gonna be the least I'll take for it, because I could just take 10,000 and put into an enlisted. I was like, all right, cool. So I just took that 85 number, and I was like, I'm gonna give you a call back. So then when I gave him a call back, I told him 70,000, and he was like, you know, I was talking to my wife. Yeah, let me talk to my wife. I could probably do 70,000. I was like, yeah, you talking about 100,000 in the beginning, and it was, so I worked them down to the 7,000 just too quick. So I was like, all right, I probably should have offered him less, but I was like 70,000, that's cool. So he went to talk to his wife, and they was like, what about 75? I was like, I'm not sure if I could do that. I'll have to get back to my team manager and see what I could do. I'll try my best for you though. So we got off the phone, and I just sent him a contract for 73, and he signed it. So that was the first contract signed right there.
Wait, so now, okay, so Kevin, right when you got off the phone with the seller, did you call him back to present the 73,000, or did you just send a contract for 73?
The last time when I got off the phone with him. Yeah. So I just sent them the contract for the 73.
Okay, so the seller said, okay, so you said, hey, Mr. Seller, would you do 70? He said, let me talk to the wife. They came back and told you, no, we can't, but can you do 75?
Yeah.
And you said, well, I don't know if I could. I would have to talk to my team manager. So you're telling me after that, you didn't call him back. You just go ahead and email him a contract for 73.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because I already knew he was going to take it, and I felt like that was a fair amount already. So I was just like, I'll just.
Sure, but my question for you is, Kevin, is why didn't you call the seller back and present the 73, but instead you choose just to email it over to him for 73?
Well, I gave him a call. I gave him a call back, and I let him know that I sent them the best offer that we could give him.
Got it. Okay, so you call him back. You didn't mention the number.
No. I just told him that we gave him the best offer that we could, and I told him just to check his email.
Gotcha. Okay. Because I don't want people to listen here and get all confused. Okay, so It's under contract for 73.
Yeah.
And how much did you send it out to the buyer for?
The initial number was 98.
98G. Okay, my next question is, how much is the earnest money, man?
2,000.
2,000 between you and the seller?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Between me and the seller, no, $100.
$100.
Yeah.
Okay, so the earnest money, for those of you who don't know, to lock the property up on a contract with the seller, okay, it can be $10, it can be $1, right? But there got to be some kind of a money in exchange to make that contract legit. So in this case, Kevin put $100 earnest money down to secure that contract with the seller. And how long do you tie it up for, bro?
For 30 days.
You tied up for 30 days. Okay. Property, is it vacant? Seller living in it? What's the?
All right. So the seller stays in Texas. Okay. And and we're in New Orleans.
Gotcha. So it's vacant.
So, yeah. So it's vacant, and it's just hard for him to keep up with it and all that. And it needs a new HVAC.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha,
bro. HVAC.
So the property's vacant. You got it under contract for 73. You initially sent it out for 98G. Where do you market to find your buyers?
Facebook.
Facebook Marketplace?
Facebook groups initially.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because the marketplace, it was a bit because just being new at it, I was like, maybe I don't want the wrong person to see it. So I was like, I don't want it to be that public to put it on the marketplace. But initially, after that, I did put it on the marketplace and got interested buyers as well. But when I put it on the Facebook group, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so Kevin, so you put it on the Facebook group, and then you didn't you can get any interest party. Then you decided to go ahead and put it on the Facebook Marketplace as well.
Well, I put it in the Facebook groups, and I got a lot of interest in it. Initially, like the first day, I was getting a lot of interest in it, but I just was looking for, well, let me just go through it. So initially I put it on the Facebook groups, and I got a lot of interest on it. Like I got people to come, I set up an appointment for like buyers to come look at it, a buyer appointment. So that was maybe 2 days after that, I locked the property under contract. I put it out to the buyers. I got maybe about 10 interested buyers that wanted to come look at it. So I set up the buyer appointment for 2 days after that. That was on a Monday when I got the contract signed. So I set up the buyer appointment for Wednesday, and for all the buyers to come look at it. And so that first day, I got a buyer to come out, the first buyer to come out, and he looked through the property and everything. He assessed it. He do contractor work and all that. So he know the cost for everything. So he walked through it, and after the walkthrough, he was like, yeah, so we're gonna take care of closing costs, this, that, and the third. So all right, would you take 93? I was like, well, I got other buyers come and look at it. So I'll let you know, but I definitely take that into consideration. And even like because I'm building rapport with him as well. Because I got that just from just learning about wholesaling, just to build rapport not only with the seller but to build rapport with your buyers as well. So I'm talking to him throughout the whole walkthrough, and he's kind of trying to introduce me to his little his kind of program that he has, with like teaching wholesaling and flipping houses and stuff like that. And I'm interested, and I'm just talking to him through conversation, and I don't really want to get into his program. So so he offers the 93, and I go about the rest of the buyer appointment. Maybe 2-3 more people come by, and they offer maybe something in the 80s. So after that, he shoots me a message on Facebook, and he says, how's your walkthrough go? So do we have a deal? So I was like, well, I still have an appointment tomorrow, but because I also had other buyers that couldn't make that appointment. So I scheduled another walkthrough the following day. So I was like, I'm gonna check out those, but I'm definitely interested in yours. So just hold on another day, and we could probably go follow through. So the next day goes, and those buyers don't offer more than his. So I was like, yeah. So let's go ahead and go with yours. I sent him the contract. So when I sent him the contract, so at 93, that would have been 20. That would have been 20,000. So I sent him the contract. We like I said, I built good rapport with him. So I didn't want to and he's familiar with wholesaling. So he does wholesaling. So I just sent them a regular assignment agreement where he was able to see what my assignment was. So when he seen the assignment, he was like, "Oh man, that's too much. I usually do the most assignment 12,000." I was like, "The most assignment 12,000? How you gonna dictate like what my assignment is? Like you didn't do the negotiation." Like with the seller, like you was okay. We did the walkthrough, you did your assessment, and you was okay with the 93. So I don't understand what the problem is at this point, that you just see that, oh, I'm about to make 20,000. That's, you shouldn't be making that much. And that was just the craziest thing to me. So from there, I just let him know. I was like, well, I'm working with a partner and we're splitting it. So that's why it has to be that amount. He was like, oh, well, and I told him like my partner wanted to do a double close, but I was like, we was really, I'm just telling him this. So I was like, my partner wanted to do a double close, but I was like, I kind of want to be transparent with you and just do a regular assignment agreement. So he was like, oh, yeah, I really respect that, and I appreciate you doing that. So this is what I do for y'all. I go up to, instead of the 12,000 assignment, which would have been 85, he was like, I do 14, bringing it up to 87. So I was like, well, I got another buyer appointment. I'll let you know. So we left it at that. He was like, all right, if that falls through, we're still good for 87. So I was like, okay. So I go through the next buyer appointment, and that buyer, he's good for, he was like, yeah, I want it. Let's do it for 92. So I was like, okay, we could do that. So I sent them, foolishly, I sent him the assignment agreement too. I should have tried to do a double close then, but I still wasn't fully like knowledge on the double close, like the full process of the double close. I really fully wasn't sure like how that went, and like that I probably would have needed money up front that I didn't have, you know. So I still wasn't sure how that process goes. I might need you to verse me on that one day. But I still don't know, like, if you need like a certain amount of money up front, or if you need that full amount to like pay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the thing is, Kevin, I got you, bro. Okay. I got you. And for those of you who's watching, I'm going to help you guys prevent how the buyer is trying to renegotiate with you on the assignment. I'm going to try to help you with the whole double closing, how it works. But let's talk about this, dude. Okay, so you got a buyer that said, hey, 93, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
My question to you is, on the first buyer, you sent him the assignment agreement, then he saw how much you were making.
Yeah.
And then he trying to renegotiate.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys, those of you who's listening, listen, there are buyers out there that are worried about how much us wholesaler are making, and they trying to dictate, and they're trying to get greedy, and they like, hey, I don't want to pay you. When they agree to the numbers, that it worked for them. But as human, listen, as human, you know, when people see that, yes, they get greedy and they're like, hey, I don't want this person to make that much. Okay. As an entrepreneur, it's not to get sour, it's not to get pissed off at your buyer, but get creative. As now you be like, well, how can I prevent this for the next thing? Because some of you, you come across the buyers, so I just want to share with you kind of how I operate. When I come across that buyer, now I know what kind of buyer I'm dealing with. So in the future, I like, hey, how can I prevent this with this buyer? Either you can, go work with another buyer, all right, but you got to get creative.
Yeah.
Okay. So my next question to you, Kevin, is on the second buyers. The second buyer said, hey, he can do for 92, right?
Yeah.
You send him the assignment agreement, and then what happened, bro?
He was like, what? So he just said that he just needed a couple of days for his funding. So I just said, okay. So he still didn't sign the assignment yet because he said he needed a couple of days to get the funds together. Okay. So I just said, okay. So that was on a Friday. So the weekend went by, and I checked back in with him that Monday, and he was like, he's still trying to get it together, and he's kind of just dragging. He's kind of just dragging. Okay. Yeah, he's kind of just dragging. So I just let him know. I was like, look, I got other buyers interested. So if you can't move through with this, then I'm gonna have to go ahead and go with another buyer. So he was like, oh, I understand. I'm just trying to get the funds together. And he's just dragging, and he kept dragging maybe for like a couple more days when I kind of just brushed it off and went ahead. And at that point is when I put it on Facebook Marketplace, and just try to shop it to more buyers. And I just kind of didn't want to spend too much time. I was like, man, I'm just trying to go ahead and get this closed. So I was like, I went back to that previous buyer, and I was like, so how fast can you close from that 80 on that 87 number? And he was like, yeah, I can close like January 8th. So I was like, all right, well, let's do that. So I got him to sign the assignment agreement and sent it to the title company. And he just did another walkthrough to check the piping or whatever, and that went good. So we was just waiting on that time to get everything closed. And my initial closing date with the seller was the 13th of January.
Gotcha. Got it, bro. I got you, dude. Okay, so the first buyer, obviously going back and forth, you went back to the first buyer. You said, hey, let's go. I can go ahead and deal with the 87, which is a $14,000 assignment fee.
Yeah.
Okay, got it, bro. Okay, and your buyer puts down a $2,000 non-refundable.
Yep.
Okay, got it. Now, here's what it is. Okay, man. On the assignment agreement, there's two ways to do this. On the assignment agreement, I don't know what assignment agreement that you use, but on my assignment agreement, you don't have to put in the assignment agreement how much you're making. You're just putting in the assignment amount. You're just putting in the assignment agreement. You're just putting in how much they're purchasing it for.
Yeah.
So in this case, you would have put 93,000, and then you would have put buyers drop off a $2,000 non-refundable.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so in my assignment, it doesn't show how much you're making. It just shows how much they're buying. And then before, like, I don't know, man, once they drop off that non-refundable,
right,
within the next day or two, I will send them what's called an addendum.
Right.
The addendum is going to say how much the assignment fee is. Now, at that time, if they want to back out, they're going to lose their deposit.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So
crazy.
That's how you hook them. And typically, I like to get them. That's why most of my buyers drop off at least the minimum is 5 G's.
Right.
I typically like to get at least 10,000 on my deposit.
Right.
Okay. So now listen, it doesn't matter if your assignment fee is $2,000,
right,
and the buy drop off is $10,000 non-refundable. It doesn't matter. So if your assignment fee is only 2G, and the buy drop off at 10K, and for whatever reason they can't close, guess what? Instead of making 2G, baby, you just made yourself 10G. Okay.
Man,
so,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. So the key is you want the buyer to have as much skin in the game as possible.
Of course.
Now, let's talk about the double closing. So when it comes to double closing, dude, there's a couple of things you got to take in consideration, Kevin. Number one is the closing cost. So 73,000. So let me do the math for you. So 73,000, obviously you're going to be like, hey, Mr. Seller, we pay all the closing costs, all your fees, right? And then when you assign it to the buyer pay all your closing costs and all your fees, right?
Yeah.
So on a 73,000, typically I would say it's about 3% plus or minus. It's different in every state, but I would say about 3%. So you take 73 plus 3% plus 3%. So you know what's your total out of pocket. So 73 plus 3%. So which means you would have to pay about $2,190 in taxes, insurance, and all that. All right, to close on this property with the seller.
Okay.
So 73 plus, let's just say 2,200. So 73 turn 4, let's just say 75 to make it even. So you know that this will be 75,000, right?
Yeah.
For you. So now the price, instead of being at 73,000, it's going to be at 75,000.
Okay.
So the price between you and the seller now would be at 75. Now, the buyer, on the other hand, the buyer paid for all your closing costs. So whatever price you agreed upon, that's the net amount that you would walk away with. Right. So in that case, the original price you guys agreed was set 93, right?
Right.
So if you take 93 minus the 75, which means you would have made 18K if you do a double closing.
Right. Okay.
Does that make sense, Kevin?
Yeah.
Okay. For those of you who's listening, I hope that makes sense to you. Okay. So which means instead of making 20K, when Kevin did a double closing, he would have made right there about 18, because he has to pay the closing cost for the seller on his part of the transaction. Right. Okay. Now, when you do double closing, it's like small purchase, like 50,000, 70, 100. It's not a big amount, but when you're talking about $350,000 purchase or 400,000 or 250. You got to understand that's 3% of whatever the purchase price is. So that could be a large amount for when it comes to double closing. Right. Okay. But as long as it makes sense, then you do a double closing. Now let's talk about the double closing. So let's just say Kevin obviously don't have let's just say the 75 Gs. Right. So there's a company. So it depends on the title company and the attorney. Some title company, bro, and after this, dude, you should call back your title company or your attorney, whoever did the closing for you, just for the future, and say, hey, if I decided to do a double closing, do I have to come in with the funds, or can you use the end buyer's fund to fund the whole transaction? Right. If they say that they can use the end buyer's fund to fund the whole transaction, dude, you're in luck. Which means you can have $0 or $1 in the bank, and you can close on a property that's worth $1 million, because you don't have to come in with the funds. The buyer comes in with the 93,000, right? The buyer comes in with the 93,000. Yeah. They take that 93,000, they fund the whole transaction, which is 73 goes to the seller. The closing costs, all that fee is going to come off the 93, and whatever left over, that's what you're going to walk away with. So they'll be able to use the end buyer's fund to fund this whole transaction. So you don't have to worry about it. Now, some title company and some attorney would say, hey, we can't do that. So what you need to do is you need to come in with your funds to close with the seller. And there's a company out there, bro, and they do this all the time. It's called Transactional Funding. Okay. Which means they only fund for double closing, right? Okay. And they will charge you a percentage. So you just need to calculate to see if those percentage make sense to you, or should you just lower the price with the buyer and do an assignment just to get this done? Right. Okay. So it's called Transactional Funding. You guys can Google it. There's a lot of company out there that actually does it. They charge you a small percentage. and it's all different. And what they need from you is the purchase and sale agreement between you and the seller, the double closing contract between the buyer. So they want to make sure that there is a buy in place and all of that before they actually accept it. And then they would do the funding for you.
Right.
I mean, transactional funding, man, these guys are making a killing, and they are protected. They have no skin in the game because they don't, basically what happened is that they make sure there's a buyer's already locked in. So that way there's nothing for them at risk, right? The transaction must close for them to actually fund the transaction. So anyways, but Kevin, does that all make sense, man?
Yeah. No, I got you, man.
Good, man. Okay.
I appreciate that, man.
Not a problem, man. So Kevin, let's go ahead and wrap this up, man. For those that are starting out, obviously trying to get their first deal, man, what are some things that you learn, or some tips, some feedback that you can give to the people, man?
Learn how to talk on the phone. Learn how to talk on the phone, and you can learn that from Khang. So that's the main thing, man. And just take it one step at a time. And you can find everything out. You can really find everything out on YouTube. And if you take advantage of like Khang's YouTube, like my guy Luke Mendez, shout out to him. Anybody, it's all out there. And yeah, man, just learn how to talk to people. That's the main thing.
Man, when I first started, Kevin, people never told me that, because nobody talks about that.
Right.
Everybody talks about marketing. Everybody talks about ways to find these distressed homeowner, but nobody talks about if you want to succeed in wholesaling, you need to get good at talking to sellers. If you want to get lucky, then just go and wing it. Right. Which means yes, eventually, if you don't give up, you will end up closing a deal.
Yeah.
But then you're going to go through this roller coaster. You close a deal 1 month, 3 months later, you can't close a deal because you just got lucky. Right. You don't know how to convert the leads into deals. Nobody told me, hey, Khang, you should spend some time, man, just to learn how to talk and negotiate. Because once you get good at that, you'll be able to get better at your conversion rate. Right. A lot of you, what you're doing is you're just winging it. And what happened is after you talk to a couple hundred people, you get all the no's, the rejection, the cuss, the hang up, you give up. Yeah. Right? Because, and a lot of you can't sustain long enough to keep going after 1,000 calls. But listen, if you get good at talking to seller, you don't have to make the 1,000 calls. Right. That's kind of my point. You don't have to make 1,000 calls. Like, versus someone that's why it took me 6 months. Kevin, dude, it took me 6 months, Kevin. When I first started, dude, it took me 6 months to close my first deal. And it wasn't even directly with the seller. It was actually through me just talking to realtors and putting offer on the MLS. Right. But dude, I took massive action, dude. I called everybody on Craigslist. I called all for sale by owner. I put magnet sign on my freaking 1997 Honda Accord, and I drove that thing around. And I tried to print out business card. I did bandit sign. Like I did direct mail. I did cold call. Dude, I did everything that I could, man, because I'm all about the action. Right. But when I get on the phone, dude, I suck, bro. Yeah. When I get on the phone, I just suck. I even went out to meet with the seller, and I just don't know what to say. I didn't know how to negotiate. I didn't know what question to ask, and it just comes off very scammy, very sketchy. Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely. So anything that you guys get out of this, man, I would definitely put some time. I don't know if you guys want to get a script online or you want to jump on my Friday cold call hot seat. And just like Kevin said, all the info is literally on YouTube. There is no secrets. All the info that you ever need is on YouTube. I'll tell you right now, it's on YouTube. Okay. All of it. But you got to understand that it's either time over money or money over time. A lot of you want to go hustle and put food on my own table, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So anyways, Kevin, how do people connect with you, bro?
Anywhere really at TSM Kevin, Kevin. That's going to be anywhere. Facebook, Instagram, that's going to be pretty much. I don't know if you have my name on there. I see my name on.
Yeah. So I'll make sure I'll put Kevin you know, a link to Kevin and his contact just right below in the description for those of you who want to connect with Kevin. Now, Kevin, man, I'm gonna let you wrap it up, man. Any last word, inspiration, motivation, or tips, or whatever you want to say, man. Wrap this up, bro.
Yeah. Learn how to talk to people. Listen to Khang, man. Just take the time, spend the time, lock in, get obsessed with it. If it's really what you want, you gotta get obsessed and make whatever sacrifices that come, and it's gonna be obstacles. So I think that's really the business, talking to people and learning how to maneuver around obstacles. So you just gotta take it one step at a time.
Awesome, man. Hey, I like that, bro. Just one day at a time. I know a lot of you, you know, maybe you have some situation financially. You have you have a job you got to go to. Just take it one day at a time, baby. Just it's not about pushing hard for 30 days, and then not doing anything for 6 months. It's just putting in that hour a day for the next 365 days. Man. It just most cannot be consistent. Yeah. Right. It's consistent, and that commitment. It's what's going to get you the results. Yeah. And the thing is, you know, too, Kevin, I just think that a lot of people, what they do, man, is that they want the best of both worlds at the same time. Yeah. You want to hang out with your friends, your family, your loved ones, and you also want this business to succeed. I'm telling you something. In life, there's never something for nothing. You have to be willing to sacrifice to give up this thing for temporary. So you got to temporarily give up the joy, the fun, the hang out to get to the point where you can become financially free. At that time, then you can have the pie and eat it all. Then literally, like you can have the best of both worlds, but something got to give in exchange for something greater. Something. You know what I'm saying? Like people want to, hey, my friend go to vacation. I want to go too, but I also want to do this business, right? So it's like something got to give. And that's why people said to succeed, your why have to be so strong. Like your why have to be strong enough, you know, for you to discipline yourself, for you to basically for you to overcome that God, what's the word, man? Like the vacation, the partying. What's the word for you to? Oh my God.
It's all right, man. No, we got you.
So anyways, you know, so your why have to be so much stronger. Yeah. Okay, for you to let it go. And I remember when I first started, you know, no party, no drinking, no hang out with friends. Yeah. None of that. I was just focusing and hustle and grind because I know if I give this up today, then one day I'll be able to live the life that I want.
Definitely, man. Definitely. And that's exactly what I did, man. I locked in that 30 days, man. I wasn't talking to anybody, man. I was doing nothing but locking in and listening to podcasts, watching videos, and I just obsessed about it. You got to obsess about it.
Awesome. So anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Kevin, I want to say thank you so much for your time, bro. Until next time, you guys, take care and ciao. Thanks, Kevin. Hey, man, would you also shoot me a DM on Instagram? Yeah. With your link, and then that way I can just put it in the description. Cool.
I'm doing it right now. Gotcha, man.
Awesome.
Appreciate you.
For those of you, if you haven't followed me on Instagram, hit me up on IG. Go to Khang, KHANG dot like a period WTM. And I haven't really said this in public, but my goal for 2021 is I want to have more followers than Gary Vee on TikTok.
Let's go.
Gary Vee, right? Because I have no cheat. Listen, I love. Well, okay, man. So listen, for those of you who don't know, I love Gary Vee. He's the one who got me into the whole starting my whole personal brand 4 years ago. I listened to Gary Vee talk about personal brand. Pick up my phone the next day, right? Started my first YouTube channel. Yeah. He's the one who got me into TikTok. Yeah. Okay. So I heard about it from Gary Vee. Boom. The next day, you know, I pick up and did my first TikTok video, and it's a year from now. I'm at 2.2 million followers, and Gary Vee's at 5.3. So for me, like I know that there's no way I'll beat him on YouTube or Instagram, right? Because those platforms are extremely hard. But I know on TikTok, I might have a chance to beat Gary Vee. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a person that you look up to, right? Or that you get inspired and you look up to, and now there's a chance for you to actually beat them. So so one of my goals for 2021 is to have more followers than Gary Vee on TikTok.
Hey, I believe in you, man. I believe in you.
Thank you so much, you guys. Kevin, thank you so much for your time, brother. Until next time, take care, bro.
Take care.